Alright kids, good morning.
Welcome to Maths class with Mr. Odugbesan, and today we'll be treating a very interesting topic in mathematics, now which is the LCM and HCF. Now I would like to explain what the steps are before we begin. I'm sure most of you know what LCM and HCF is, but just to give more explanation on that. Now LCM is lowest common multiple, while the HCF is highest common factor. Now when we see the lowest common multiple, now those three things, those terms you must understand before we begin to solve questions on LCM and HCF as well. Now when we say lowest common multiple, we're talking about the multiples of a number. A multiple of a number is the value gotten when we keep adding a number to itself. Now let's say we have 2. We have 2. Now the multiple of 2 will be 4. Will be 6, 8, 10, and so on. That's adding 2 to itself. Now, let's say the multiple of another number 3, that will be 6, that will be 9, that will be 12, that will be 15, and so on. Those are the multiples of the number. So now these are the multiples of the number. Then when we have to find the lowest common multiple, so which of this multiple is common to each other? What multiple do we find in 2 and also find in 3? So when we find that multiple, we ask ourselves which is the lowest out of all those multiples. Now, in this case, now when we bring the values out here, we have 4, 6, 8, 10. Ask ourselves, we have 4 here, we have 6 here, and 6. So we have these two values are common. So we have 6 and 6 here. So in this case, if we have these two values as a common multiple, ask ourselves, is this the lowest? Yes, definitely, because this is the first value we met on our way. Any other value we met going up will be a higher value than 6. So the answer here will be the LCM of 2 and 3 equals to 6. So that's how we do that using one of the methods, using the multiple method. Then another way of getting this value is when we use our factorization method here, a prime factorization here. Let's say we have to find the LCM. I'll pick another number, LCM of 5 and 10. Now, so we have this here. We have numbers 5 and 10. Then we use our prime numbers. Prime numbers are numbers that only has a factor of itself and 1. So these are numbers we'll be making use of. Numbers like 1, 2, numbers like 3, numbers like 5, numbers like 7. Those are prime numbers. Numbers that cannot be divided by any other number except itself and 1. So these are numbers we're making use of. Starting with 2 now. We have 2. Now ask yourself, can 2 multiply a number to give us 5? That is impossible. There will be a remainder. So in this case, now one thing before I go on is, for this method, if you're using this method, now for LCM is any. Now you see why any. Now it means that when we're dividing by 2 or any other prime numbers we're dividing by, you must make sure that the numbers you're using to divide can go in any of them. It's not compulsory you divide the 2 of them, but if you divide one of them, then we're good to go. So I will do what I will add. I'll start with 2 now. I'll say 2 in 5. That is impossible. So I'll bring back the 5. The 2 in 10. That is 5. 2 times 5 is 10. So that will be 5. Now in this case, the next prime number will be 3, but 3 cannot go in any of them. So I'll pick 3. Now 3 cannot go in both of them. So I need one. It has to go in any of them. It has to go in any of them, either 5 or both of them at the same time. So I will go for 5, which is the next prime number. So 5 can go in 5, which is 1. 5 can go here, which is 1. So when we get to that point, when we get to 1, we stop there. We stop at this point 1. When we finish dividing the two numbers we're given. So our answer will now be 2 times 5, which is what? 10. So the LCM of 2 and 5 is 10. So 2 and 5 can be found in 10 as a factor. 2 and 5 can be found in 10 as a factor. So 2 can divide 10, then 10 can also divide 10, and those are the lowest multiples of both numbers. So that is the LCM for you. So class, let's move to HCF and see how we do HCF as well. Okay kids, now let's see the HCF now. We have let's see, the HCF is called the highest common factor. The highest common factor is our HCF. So in the case where we have two numbers, let's pick a number like 5 and 5 and 10. Let me use 5 and 10 like I used earlier. 5 and 10. So 5 and 10, these are two values here. Now I want to find the HCF. The factors are, a factor is a number. Let me break that down for you. A factor is a numbers that can divide a certain number. Numbers that can divide a certain number is called a factor. So if we have 5, now what are the factors of 5? One number can divide 5. 1 can divide every number, so 1 is always a factor of every number. So 1 is there. We have 1. What other number can divide 5? Yes, good. 5 itself, only 5 can divide 5. So then we move to 10. What are the factors of 10? We have 1 can divide 10, 2 can divide 10, 5 can divide 10. Yes, 5 can divide 10, and 10. When we're doing this method, when you get a number more than the middle number of the value you have to find, you go straight to that number. Let's say we have from here, we have 1, 2, 5. I've gone to the middle number of 10, which is 5. So if I get the average of 10, which is 5, the next number will be 10 itself. 1 and 1 are both common factors in this case, so we have 1 and 1. Now also 5 and 5 are both common as well, so pick 5. There's all that common factors here. So what we do is we check these two factors we have, which is the highest. That is 5. 5 is the highest of the factors. So our HCF equals to 5. Simple as that. And if we were to use this method here, the prime factorization method, so what we do is we write out our number 5 and 10 to bring out like this. Then what we do is, if we're looking for this, now we say what prime number can we use to divide this? But in this case, when we are doing HCF, HCF is every. So the number you're using to divide, the prime number must divide both of them at the same time. Unlike for LCM, when it has to divide just one of them. Now HCF has to divide both of them at the same time. So let's pick a number that will do that for us. Now the first part, 2 can divide 10 but not 5. So we leave 2. We move to the next prime number, which is 3. The same thing, can divide that. Then that will be 5. So 5 here, 1, 5 here, 2. Now in this case now, no other number can divide 1 and 2 at the same time. So what we do is we stop there. So our HCF of 5 and 10 equals to 5. So kids, that's that for that. We will take other examples as well. You can keep practicing, and so it's very, very easy. Just understand that for LCM we have the lowest common multiple, for HCF is the highest common factor, and you can use any of these methods to find your answer. Thank you very much. To have a nice day. Bye for now.